getting back to film, what film producers, directors, especially if you know any Dominican ones, do you see on the come up that you think has a potential to be a star, potential to have a lot of success? Is there anybody you have that you see?
In Santo Domingo, they have a lot of new guys there making films, but they don't get the opportunity to show their work because they have this the government funding, but that funding is limited to a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they should give more opportunity to the new guys. There's a guy like Victor Grullon that I work with him. He's a young director, has good ideas, has won a lot of festivals. And I say I want to see the government give him money so that he can do his work.
Yeah. You know what's funny? My mom's cousin's daughter is like, so you know that she's my cousin, but we never grew up together. We know each other, but we never grew up together. She lived in the Dominican Republic, born and raised, and she came. The government funded her college to study film here. I believe in City College. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe. And she got her degree, so the government is involved. And then she moved back to the Dominican Republic, and she even had a part in one of the Fast and the Furious, where it was filmed in the Dominican Republic, where she had a part in it. I'm not so sure what she's doing with it now. You know, we don't keep in contact, unfortunately. But so I want to say the government is somewhat, if they're paying for someone's schooling, they are somewhat involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, they are, but I see that they should diversify the funds so that they can get opportunity to the new guys. Because I see the same people making the same things all the time. And but now to make a film, you don't really need that much money anymore.
How much does it cost to make a film right now?
Nothing.
No, come on, it costs something. You got to pay the actors, the cameras, the lights.
It's the creativity. Right now, you get locations for free. You get food. We got food for free when we were making Nueva York. You know, we got a lot of stuff for free. We got hotels for free when we were making Grandpa in Panama. What you have to do is a good press kit and then go out and knock on doors. When you make a film, most of the money goes on food. You spend most of your budget feeding the actors. Now that it's digital, you could take your iPhone and make a high quality movie. You see, because when you tell a story, you see what's going on with the internet. You know, everybody's making videos and things, and you don't really need sophisticated equipment and mixing. If you want to make a film, it's your desire to make the film that's going to make it. If you think about money, you'll never make your film. Mm-hmm. You need to see, you say, I want to make a film. What do I need? I need 3 actors. So you go and you knock on doors and you say, I need 3 actors that look like this. Mm-hmm. Then you put it, I don't have any money, but I'll give you food. And they will come to the set and work for you.
Okay.
You see? And you could make a high quality film, and then you could get somebody from Hollywood that will come to your film. If they see that you're hungry enough. That's what Angel Muñiz, he was hungry. When we made Nueva York, he was hungry. So if you're hungry, people will give you whatever you need. So don't think about money. If you're making anything, don't see the dollar sign. Just see the outcome. What is it that you need? I need 2 actors. You have a reference, so I need this wardrobe. So you just say, go on the social media. Anybody has a suit like this? Anybody? And then you ask, and you'll get everything. You see, because money is just an illusion. You don't really need the money. If you know somebody to give you like a house, a mansion with anything, you get it for free. If you ask. We got somebody who said, I need a private jet. I told my friend, I need a private jet to do a scene. And he said, I got somebody. And I say, oh, you do? He said, okay, I'll let you know when I'm ready. But if you ask, you'll get.
So you saying as long as you're passionate, you know, and you genuinely have a vision and you're not so focused on making money, your surroundings, as long as you ask, will provide that?
Yeah. What it is, you have a film, right? An idea, right?
Yeah.
If I tell you, okay, I'll give you $10 for that idea, will you sell it to me?
No.
No. So you already have money. You see, ideas, everything you see in life is an idea. This book right here might have 10 or 15 movies inside, you see? But then if I lose this book, then somebody finds this book, they're not going to do anything because these are just references. Nobody can take your ideas, but if you want to sell your screenplay, a screenplay could cost $5 million or 1.5 million. Or if it's a low budget film, $70,000. So you say, hey, I have $70,000 in my pocket. Can you match me and make a film? Because you already have the money. You see, the screenplay that you have is the money that you have in the bank. And that's how you go out, make your film. Now, I'll tell you how you make your movie. Make a movie poster.
I know the story.
You make it, tell him.
It was a film, right?
Yeah.
He always used to talk about that. So it was, was it Robert Downey in the film? Who wasn't in the film?
That one's,
It was Robert. So this is a guy, it's a Hollywood film, right? He goes, I want to make a movie. I'm waiting to make a movie. And they keep asking, okay, do you got actors? No, I got a poster, right? Do you have money? Do you have this? Do you have equipment? No, I have a poster.
Yeah.
And eventually, he had a beautiful poster, the movie poster. That's all he had. Eventually, the film got made. And that was based on a true story?
If you want to make a movie, find somebody who knows how to make a movie poster. And then just have your title, or you could have a working title. You don't have to have a title, whatever title. And then that's how I got most of my films made. We made a poster, put all the logos and stuff, coming soon, everything like a Hollywood poster.
Right.
When you show a screenplay to an investor, they don't have time to read it, and they're not gonna read it. And even if they do, nobody's gonna understand your screenplay. See, when you write it, you say a pretty woman walking down the street. Everybody has a vision of what a pretty woman is. So the screenplay doesn't say anything.
Gotcha.
So when you show in a poster a pretty woman that looks like, hey, Jennifer Lopez to say or whatever, then it's like, I see it. So making a movie is more making a poster and showing it to investors now. Because everything is cheap nowadays, you don't really need that much money to make a film. You just need a couple of friends who are crazy to follow you. You know,
I'm one of Jose's crazy friends.
Yeah, because he's one of those. It's like we were using your car, right?
You remember that?
Yeah.
So we had a scene. They just needed a car. I had a Dodge. It wasn't nothing fancy, but it was black. And he said, I'll get it from the right angle to look like a Lamborghini, right? and it was in the dark. And then I was working on a construction site, so I had the round light.
Yeah.
And he goes, we'll use it. And I'll just, in the editing room, turn it red, and it'll look like a cop car. And it's in the video. If you pull up the video, you'll see my car in there, yeah.
Right.
And you had I had the whole band in my car, right? And they didn't drive it. They just were pulled over. But the lights were on. It looked like the cop, they made the light red. So, yeah, I mean, on film, it's almost like the film is lying to you in a way, right? Like no one knows
of course.
all the
now that you
pieces.
say that, in the Aventura video, you see Lenny getting out of a sports car. He's getting out of the car and turning off the alarm. That car was just parked on the street.
He
And
didn't
I
really
told
get
Lenny,
out.
just duck and pretend that you're coming out of the car. And then when you come out, just flash your beeper and we put the alarm sound.
You put the lights out.
And it looks like he's coming out of the car.
Now you got to remember, he knew these groups before they were gigantic. So a lot of it was what they used to call guerrilla filmmaking.
Definitely.
Yeah, that reminds me of a story. There's this. He was the person who discovered Jay-Z. His name is Damon Dash. He said that him, Jay-Z, and his other partner, Biggs, they used to have a thing called. I forget what it's like. It's like all flash, no cash. So what they would do is for the music video is you had 10,000, he had 10,000, I had 10,000. We would all give Jay-Z the money, so he has 30,000. So in the movie it looks like that, but really these guys are maybe struggling. It's still piecing together what they doing. But there was like, we gotta sell an image,
Right.
And sometimes you just gotta figure it out, And I even see some boxers do it. Some boxers,
of course,
there'll be a Lamborghini parked. They'll take a picture. I know that's not their Lamborghini, but somebody who's just scrolling on Instagram goes, "Oh, this boxer owns a Lamborghini," So it's funny seeing it, hearing it from the other way around. Yeah, like in movies and
that's what people want to see, right?
Yeah,
at the end of the day, yeah.
And at the end of the day, I feel like people really don't care, because you're really selling them a visual.
Right.
You're giving them a eye candy, for lack of a better word. And if it's real or not, Sure, I think, you know, people understand that not all movies, not all music videos, not all boxers or whoever are 100%, you know, doing everything. Some things are just for the image and just to show. Obviously, you can't overdo it, you know. But I feel like that's, you know, that's creative enough.
Yeah, like when we did the first concert at the United Palace with the Aventura, right? There's a church that's having a service. So the pastor is extending the service and people are waiting outside. So I take the camera, go outside, get everybody waiting online. And then in the editing, I said like, well, sold out, you know, people are waiting, they can't get in, you know. And then it's like, wow, when I show that to the label, they say like, what?
Yeah.
And it's like how you use it, you know. You use it, you know, like they're waiting, they're there. So you take the camera and you start interviewing people and then it becomes something else.
Joseph, do you remember when we were shooting some videos and we needed extra women on the set? And then I would just go drive around to all the clubs.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So we needed, so I would go to wherever, Copa, Las Vegas on Dykeman, and I'll tell the girls, you could be in a free video. Some of them didn't believe, but then you'd get about 7 or 8 to show up. And he'll just cram them into like a staircase or at the entrance, and it looks like
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah. So
Right,
it looks like looks like a million girls are dying to see these guys.
And then you change their wardrobe and then have one group here with black and then change again to another wardrobe. Bring 3 wardrobe changes.
And it looks like 19 different people.
Yeah.
Man, I got to stick with this guy. If he could go and rally up 7 women.
I was able to do it.